Do we actually have a Big 12 matchup in the Alamo Bowl? Yes. Yes, we do. It's kind of confusing, the fact that we've got two Big 12 teams, number 17 BYU, number 23 Colorado, facing off in a bowl game, not a regular season conference game. It's not going to count towards the conference standings, but these two teams residing in the same conference this year will face off in the postseason, and that is because, as we remember, the Pac-12 dissipated very quickly. Colorado still having that Pac-12 bowl tie-in, so the Buffaloes will be representing the Pac-12 in the Alamo Bowl, while BYU will be representing the Big 12, but regardless, both these teams going for a massive bowl victory to cap off what has been a very exciting year for both, but one that ended maybe in a disappointing fashion as both were in the Big 12 title hunt towards the end of the year, but fell just short. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, ready to break down this very intriguing top 25 matchup between BYU and Colorado. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home of those expert picks, home to our holiday special, which gives you all of our college football bowl game spread picks and all of our NFL spread picks for the rest of the year. It's one of the lowest prices in the country, some of the best picks in the country. Go take advantage of those. The link for it in the description below, and we'd love for you to become a member of our GE Nation. So, again, a little bit more of a backstory for these two teams. Both teams had playoff aspirations at one point. Thought we'd make the Big 12 championship at one point. BYU getting off to that unbelievable 9-0 start, but then lost back-to-back games to Kansas and Arizona State to pretty much eliminate them from Big 12 title contention and playoff contention. Colorado, on the other hand, they were 8-2, only had one conference loss at the time, but then also lost to Kansas. So the Jayhawks didn't even make the postseason this year, but played spoiler for the Cougars and the Buffaloes, practically eliminating both from conference title contention, playoff contention, and now they're stuck here in the Alamo Bowl. But both fantastic years. 10-win year for BYU, 9-win year for Colorado. Both teams missed out in the postseason last year, so a great bounce-back season for both programs. Take a look at the offense. We'll start with BYU. They improved drastically. The Cougars were really, really bad on offense last year, made some changes, and this year improved to 59th in the nation, averaging over 393 yards per game. A major reason for that is their quarterback, Jake Retzlaff. Over 2,700 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but is also the Cougars' number 2 rusher with over 380 rushing yards on the year and 6 rushing touchdowns. So he has been a major reason for BYU's resurgence, a major reason for their drastic improvement on the offensive side of the ball. Has been a lot of fun to watch over the course of this season. But the key for BYU in this game, and it's a very big game, very important game, is you've got to take care of the football. He's got to take care of the football. Retzlaff has 4 games this year where he has turned the ball over twice. 4 games where he has at least 2 interceptions in a single game. That includes their loss to Arizona State, which pretty much eliminated them from any hope of a Big 12 title or a college football playoff berth. So he's got to take care of the football, and BYU conversely has to find a way to create enough explosive plays, keep up with this Colorado offense. Over the last month of the year, BYU has struggled offensively. They were held to 23 points or less in 3 of their final 4 games. That's not going to fly against this electric Colorado offense led by Shedeur Sanders. And here's the thing. They're going to play. At least as of this video, we expect them to play. Deion Sanders came out and was like, no, we're not opting out. We're giving them bowl insurance in the event that they got hurt or something like that. But we were expecting to see Shedeur Sanders, who threw for over 3,900 yards and 35 touchdowns, and the Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter, who has over 1,100 reception yards and 14 touchdowns on the year. We're expecting to see both of them play in this Alamo Bowl, and that's massive. In an era of college football where we see so many players opt out and transfer out and sit out and all these things, the fact that both these guys are playing is going to be very, very exciting. It's going to improve ratings, going to improve the game. It's perfect. The Buffaloes are averaging over 327 passing yards per game. That's 4th in the entire nation. They only average 70 rushing yards per game. That's nothing new. We're not going to, focus too much on that and say, the Buffaloes are too pass heavy, or, the running game's going to be a concern, because they've won 9 games doing that all year long. They're not a running team. They do not run the ball effectively. They don't really want to run the ball effectively. They want to rely on their Heisman Trophy winner, wide receiver, and defensive back, and their star quarterback who's probably going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. But here's the thing. Again, I'm not concerned about the run game. I'm concerned about some other things. Colorado's got 3 losses this year, 9-3. In 3 losses, they were held to under 270 passing yards in 2 of the 3, right? They were held to under 270 passing yards in 2 of their 3 losses. They never had more than 42 rushing yards in any of those losses. So I'm not saying the Buffalo's got to be balanced. They don't need to be balanced because they haven't been balanced all year long. but they've got to make sure that Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and whoever the wide receivers are, because you've got a great core of wide receivers, are maintaining those explosive plays, those big-time plays, and I say get to at least 50 rushing yards. If you can get to the 50 rushing yard mark and you're still hitting those plays like they've been doing all year long, Colorado's going to be just fine offensively, because in terms of explosiveness and style and speed, Colorado's got the edge on that side of the ball, and there's no doubt about that. BYU's defense now is tasked with slowing that down. One of the best offenses in the country, they are now faced with slowing it down. BYU. This is arguably the best offense they've seen all year long. Let's just be honest. It really is. Probably the best offense they've seen all year long. Kansas was solid. They held Kansas to 243 yards, but still lost the game. Arizona State was solid. They allowed the Sun Devils to put up over 400 yards of offense on them, but they didn't play Colorado in the Big 12 this year. They didn't play them in the regular season, so this is probably the best they've seen. They're 18th in the nation in total defense, allowing just 317 yards per game. They're 18th in the nation against the pass, giving up just 180 passing yards per game, which is pretty dang good. We know Colorado can't run the ball. We know they're not going to be that effective running the ball. So if that secondary for BYU continues to play at this level and makes life difficult for Shedeur Sanders, maybe forces a handful of turnovers off of him, pressures him enough, they have a chance to stay in this game and maybe pull off the minor upset. That's going to be the key for BYU more than anything. Pressure the quarterback, force turnovers. They forced 20 total turnovers on the year, and keep those wide receivers in front of you. We see Shedeur Sanders have all his time in the pocket, and he pulls off some circus act and lobs it up there, and they get a 50-yard touchdown, a 60-yard gain. Keep those receivers in front of you. Limit those big plays. That is what BYU has to do if they want to win the Alamo Bowl. Colorado. Just like BYU improved their offense, Colorado improved their defense. The Buffaloes were atrocious on that side of the ball, but now they're 52nd in the nation in total defense, allowing just 353 yards per game, only 204 through the air, only 149 on the ground. And I think that's the biggest thing coming into this game is you've got to find a way, if you're Deion Sanders, if you're Colorado, is to make the Cougars one-dimensional. Make them one-dimensional. Jake Retzlaff has been phenomenal. Contain him. Don't allow him to pick up some first downs with his legs. He's not going to rush for an 80-yard touchdown or anything, but make sure he doesn't pick up those second and third and longs with his legs. That's number one. But take away the pass and force BYU to run. Take away the run and force Retzlaff to do everything through the air. Again, he has 10 interceptions on the year, 4 games where he's thrown at least 2. If he has to do it all by himself, he's bound to make a mistake or two. Take advantage of that. In Colorado's 3 losses this year, they've allowed at least 149 rushing yards in every single game. That includes over 300 yards to Kansas. So my thing is, make them one-dimensional, but more, if you're trying to take away one thing, take away the run. Find a way to stop the run. Don't get torched there. And again, force Retzlaff to do everything by himself, going up against one of the best cornerbacks in the country in Travis Hunter. So that's what you've got to do if you're the Buffaloes. That's what you got to do. Don't get torched on the ground. Force them to win through the air. BYU, you know they're not going to run. Don't allow the big, massive plays. That's what you got to do. So this is going to be an interesting game, guys. I mean, again, it's very rare. The fact that we're seeing these 2 teams from the same conference now facing off in a bowl game. Colorado searching for a 10-win season. BYU searching for an 11-win season. Again, both these teams, I think, drastically exceeding expectations. Some would say Colorado didn't exceed that was the expectation. I disagree, but to each their own. Ultimately, guys, this is going to be a fun clash of styles down in San Antonio, but I'm riding with the Buffaloes here. They're going to get this win. They've got the much better offense, in my opinion. Much better offense, better quarterback play, great size, great speed, and that defense has stepped up significantly. I don't have a lot of faith in BYU's offense being able to keep up with Travis Hunter, keeping up with Shedeur Sanders. So unless BYU's defense completely slows it down and makes Colorado play their style, I don't think the Cougars are going to win this game. Give me Colorado to get the win. Give me Colorado to get a 10-win season. A brilliant job well done by Deion Sanders. Great job by both these coaches and both these programs. We should be in for a fun one, but Colorado ultimately pulled away for the win. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home of those expert picks, home of that holiday special. Do not miss out on that. The link for it down in the description below, where you can become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.